Dear students, Sai Ram to you all. Welcome to this session under National Income Accounting. Let us discuss today the income method of measuring GDP. In our last class, we have seen the expenditure method of measuring GDP. The last to last class, we have seen the value added method or product method. In the value added method, what we did? We added the value addition for each firm and we derived GDP for a particular year. And the expenditure method, what we did? We added all the expenditures, all the final expenditures. Why we say final expenditures? Expenditures made on final goods and services. Therefore, we added all the expenditure part by all the sectors of the economy, the consumers, that means household and the firms, and as well as the government sector and the external sector. All these sectors expenditures were added together for a particular year and it considered as a GDP under expenditure method. Today we are going to see the national income earned and the GDP or national income. The another name for national income is GDP. That's a national income is measured in a different concept. Here the concept we always use for measuring national income is GDP. Here we are going to see the income method. How we are going to derive GDP, national income, through the income received by for the factors of production. For instance, land, by supplying land as a factors of production, the income earned is called rent. Then the supply of labor as a factors of production, income earned in the form of wages. The wages received is called income for the suppliers of the labor. And this profit received for the supply of entrepreneurship or ownership of the firm or the entrepreneurs, management, organizational setup, what they receive as profit is received as national income for those section. And the capital, interest received by supplying capital as a factors of production is referred to as national income. Therefore, this is the sources of national income. The land, the rent received is, and the labor wages received is come back as an income. Entrepreneur, the profit received is come back as an income, and capital, the interest received is taken into consideration as income. Therefore, these are the factor payments we have already discussed under our the circular flow of income. The firms and household. What they do, household? They supply all the factors of production. What are the factors of production? Land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. These factors of production are supplied by household. And what the firm does, firm pay back as factor payment. It is called factor payment. Factor payment from firm to household. Factor payment goes back from firm to household. That is what? Wages, rent, interest and profit. Wages, rent, interest earned in the capital and the profit for the, this goes back. That is what we are explaining here. We are going to see here the payment side. While measuring national income, we are going to consider the payment side for the factors of production. I hope you understood this model. This model simplify how the income earned through supplying factors of production, that is called income method. Therefore, income method is nothing but the measures of national income from the payment side. Who is payment? Firm, pay or household. What is it called? Factor payment. This factor payment side is considered while measuring national income using the income method. Because this factor payment from the firm for household become as factor income. Factor income is nothing but is a part of the national income. Because it was received by household. Whatever is received by household as a subsector, it will be called as personal income. But here we are referring it as factor income. Therefore, made by for the factors of production in the form of rent and the wages and interest and profit. I hope you understood. The income method considers the payment side for the factors of production in these four forms. Rent is denoted by R, wages is denoted by W, interest is denoted by IN, and the profit is denoted by P, capital P. Therefore, these are the factor incomes received as in the form of income from the firms. And we have studied sum total of final expenditure in the economy is exactly equal to income received by all the factors of production. You understand? Expenditure for the firm is nothing but income for the factors of production. Why? Why the expenditure is incurred for the firm? Because firm receives all the factors of production from the household. Therefore, the firm has to pay back as an expenditure to the household. The expenditure is of the household, this firm is an income for the firm. That is what it is called. They pay different. They pay wages for labor, they pay rent for land, and they pay capital interest for capital, and the profit for entrepreneurship. All these expenditures is received as factor income. Factor income. I hope you understood. This is nothing but our circular flow of income. We break it and use it. Therefore, you have to understand why sum total of final expenditure in the economy is exactly equal to income received by all the factors of production. I hope even under the expenditure method, we have discussed that the one man expenditure is another man income. For instance, I am buying 1,000 rupees sari from a textile shop. My expenditure worth of rupees 1,000 is the income of the textile owner for supplying that sari for me. Therefore, my expenditure is taken as income for the other textile owner. Therefore, the expenditures of the economy from the firm sector is income for the other sector received by factors of production. I hope you understood this concept. And then the revenues earned by all the firms are distributed. Now we are going to see distribution side. You know, whatever it is a circular flow of income we studied. There, whatever is earned by the firm or entrepreneurs is again redistributed in the form of payment for the factors of production such as wages, profit, interest earnings and rents. Again, the same thing is true because whatever earned by the firms is distributed. How firms earn? Again, again, what is it? Our circular flow income, the up arrows. What is up arrows? Firm gives goods and services produced by firm to the household. What they do household? They spend on the items. It is called spending. Spending. What is spending? I explained last week. Nothing but expenditure, firm's expenditure. Therefore, what is happening? Here, the income is earned by firm. How the firm earn? Household spending, expenditure is nothing but income for the firm. Income for the firm. That is what the firm receives that earning. Then what they do again? In turn, they give back to the household in the form of factor payment. Therefore, you know how the firm earned whatever earned from the other sectors as spending, it comes as a income to the firm. Again, the earned income by the firm is distributed as factor payment. What are the factor payment? Again, the same thing. Wages, rent, interest and profit. That is what it is explained in this para. I hope you understood. Earned income again distributed for the factors of production, wages and how the firm earn by supplying goods and services to the household. Then what the household does? It's spending. That spending of the household is income to the firm. Then firm supply back to household. At that time, firm's expenditure become income to the household. You see the circular flow again and again. Now, let there be m number of households in the economy. Here, we are going to assume that there are m number of households in the economy. We see in the Sikbalapur district, how many? We will see just 1000 households are there. 1000 household. In this case, for Sikbalapur, m is equal to 1000. Therefore, m number of households in the economy. Therefore, we are going to consider m number. The whole in the economy, that is very important. We are going to calculate GDP for this economy. Therefore, the economy is concerned for which we are going to calculate GDP is consist of m household. M may be 1000 household, or M may be 10,000, M may be vary, M may be 2500, any number may be M number of household, okay. It is an assumption. And we will consider ith household to calculate factor income. What we are going to calculate, the preliminary step is, first we are going to consider out of this m household, we are going to take ith household. Ith household mean, for instance, I am telling m is equal to 1000. M is equal to 1000. Then ith household is what? I may be 1, 2, 3rd household, 4th household, up to 1000 household. Therefore, our I might be 500 household or 800 household, like that only. Therefore, any number I might take. Therefore, among these 1000 household, I am going to select one household. I can select 800 household or 500 household or 4th household or 25th household, in this range. You understand? That is what the meaning of ith. Therefore, we are going to take ith household to calculate the factor income in a particular year. Now, what is the wages? WI refer what is that? Wages or salaries received by the ith household. Out of m household, we select one household. That household is referred to as ith household. For that ith household, we measure the wages and salaries received by that household. That is denoted by WI. Because that ith household, wages and salaries received by ith household. This ith household may be a 500th household. Among our 1 to 1000 household, we would have selected a 500th one. Or we would have set 800th household, or we would have selected 4th household. Therefore, I may take any value between 1 and 1000. Understand? Therefore, WI, you understood, I think, the WI, wages and salaries received by the ith household. Then, in a particular year, because GDP is measured, or GDP, another name is what? National income is measured for a particular year. And the next one, RI, rent received by ith household in a particular year. Rent received by ith household in a particular year. What is a rent? Again, you know, for the land they receive rent. Again, the rent received by ith household is referred to as RI. Rent for I. That means the I household may be 800th household or 40th household, anything. Again, the same thing. And then INI, what is that? Interest received by the ith household, that is again INI. And the next one, that also for particular year, PI, a profit received by the ith household. Again, PI, profit is denoted by P because it will belong to ith household. Therefore, it is mentioned as PI. You have to remember that PI. Therefore, out of the m household of the economy, we just take ith household and we calculate what? We calculate WI, RI, PI, INI for each for the ith household. And GDP by income method is nothing but sum total of factor income. What is the sum total of factor income for the ith household? For ith household, if we take GDP of ith household, what is that? WI, factor income added wages added, rent added, interest added, and profit is added. That is what sum mean addition, summation, sum means summation. You are summing up. Obtained by all the individuals of a country. The GDP, when we measure GDP we measure for all the households. All the households we measure in the country. All the factor income received by all the household in the country per particular year. Therefore, let us calculate GDP. Now our economy consists of how many household? M household. Therefore, we are going to calculate GDP in our economy for all the M household. Therefore, how to write? For ith household, WI. But we are going to consider, we have to sum up all the household. You know, M household means, you consider for instance, M is equal to 100 household. Then how do you write? 1, 2, second household, third household, fourth household and 50th household, and like that up to 100 household you will write. Therefore, what you will do? You will sum up all of them, you add together and take the base rate. How do you will write? You will write summation of, WI. I is equal to 1 to M household. If it is 50, what I will write? M is equal to 50. If it is 100, I will write M is equal to 100. Therefore, what you have to write is, for ith household, WI. For M household, I is equal to 1 to M, WI we will add, it will give you all the wage rate earned by all the M number of household. That's what we are going to do here. Here we have written I from 1 to M changes. Therefore, WI, take any value, W1 plus W2 plus W3 plus like that, plus W50 plus WC, like that, W100. We will going to add to all that. We are going to add to all that, W51 plus 60, like that continuously, all 1 to, because I am telling M is equal to 100. Then all the 100 firm you are going to add, household, sorry, not firm, W1, W2, W3, W4 plus dot, like that up to W100 you will add. How to write it? This is a sum up form, this is an expanded form. How do you will write in a summary, in a mathematical form? Summation, because without writing individually, you will sum up. What you will do? I vary from 1 to 100. 100 WI you will write. This is the formula for this expansion, for the 100 form. But instead of 100, we refer it as M. Therefore, what you will write? Summation of I is equal to 1 to M WI. Here I can take any value based on the number of household. I hope you understood. Therefore, the summation of PI. PI mean what? Profit earned by ith household. We will say M is equal to 100. Therefore, what you will write? P1 plus, P2 plus, P3 plus, P4 plus up to 100, P100. How do you will write? Summation of I is equal to 1 to 100, PI is equal to capital P, the profit earned by all the household. Here our 100, it's not 100, we are just taking M. Therefore, what we will write? Summation of I is equal to 1, M household, I is equal to 1 to M, PI. I vary between 1 to 100. Here I will vary between 1 to M household. Here we don't know M is what number, unknown variable. Therefore, we say M households are there. M may be 100 or 1000 or 10,000, depend on the economy of the particular place, number of households. Therefore, we have finished that one. And now interest, again the same concept. Interest earned by ith household, I is equal to 1. Then here we will say again 100 household mean, how do you will write? 1 plus you know, interest 1, interest 2, interest 3 plus interest earned by 100th household. Therefore, I can take any value between 1 and 100. Understood? I can take any value between 100 and 100. Here our I is what? Total households are M. Therefore, I can take any value between 1 and M. Because it is 1 and between 1 and M, that is what we are writing. I summation of I is equal to 1 to M in interest I. I may vary between 1 to M. That is what we are writing. I may vary between 1 and M and interest. You add all the interest but IN1, IN2, IN3. By adding is shown by this denotion summation. Summation is entered by like this summation. Then the last one, the rent. Again the same time. R1, R2, R3, R4 plus Ri up to R all the M household. The rent earned. How to sum up this one? We will sum up. I may vary between 1 to M Ri. I can take any value between 1 and M. You add up. That is referred by summation notation. Summation notation at plus up to all the M household you are adding. Therefore, Ri. Understood? Therefore, the final is, how can you write this one? You added all the M firms together. You added I is equal to 1 to M firm, all the each individual household wages you have added. That is a total wage received by the economy. Total wage received by the economy. Why received by the economy? Received by the economy. Why? Because economy is consist of M household. Economy is consisting of M household. Therefore, you have added all the M household. That is what you are writing capital W. Capital W is total wage received by the economy, by all the household. Like that, profit, because we are adding each profit P1 to P1 plus P2 plus PM. Therefore, we are going to write what? That is capital P, the total profit received by the economy, total interest received by the economy, total rent received by the economy, because economy is consisting of M household. Therefore, we have added all the M household together. You know, R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R up to Rm we have added. Therefore, it is a whole thing. I hope you understood. Therefore, this one is given by W, this one is given by P, this one is I, therefore R. What is then GDP? GDP is summation of all these factor payments. What is GDP? GDP is nothing but the wages received by all the household in the economy plus profit received by all the household in the economy plus interest received by all the household of the economy plus rent received by all the. This is the GDP by income method. GDP by income method. Income is received by in the form of factor payment. This is the income method. I hope you understood. GDP W plus P plus IN plus R for the whole economy. From the above equation, we can derive GDP. GDP is nothing but wages plus profit plus interest plus R for all the M household in the particular economy, particular year, for a particular year. I hope you understood everything. And therefore, thus, formula for calculating GDP under income method is given by GDP is equal to wages plus profit plus interest plus R, rent. Therefore, W is what? Wages and salaries received by all the M number of households in the economy in a particular year. And P, profits received by all the M number of households in the economy in a particular year, because M is a number of households, total economy. Then IN, interest payment for the capital received by all the M number of household in the economy in the economy in a particular year. That is all very much important to the period to describe. Are rent received by all the m number of households in the economy in a particular year. Therefore, what you have to do now, you have to attend this question, because always being asked in the board exam, briefly explain the income method of measuring GDP, 6 marks, and also because it is our Gurukulam of Sri Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, I wanted to mention this on only the worldly education. Money comes and goes, morality comes and grows, and make every moment holy, utilize every moment in a very productive and useful way, do pious deeds, help ever, hurt never, love all, serve all, and think good thoughts, keep the Lord's name and form ever in your mind, whatever the God's name you prefer, select that name and sanctify this limited life in this earth. Thank you. Sai Ram to you all.